Hey folks, Eric here, the Whatever Guy, because it really is whatever's me. And do you folks want to know about these Virginia regulators, marijuana regulators calling for the end of hemp in their state? You guys stick around, man. I'll talk to you guys about that. As you guys know, me, my name is Eric. I am the Whatever Guy, and I usually shoot videos a couple days a week, basically keeping you guys updated in the world of Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, hemp cannabis, just what's going on around. And today, man, sitting here bullshitting around on an early Saturday. It's actually Saturday for me. It'd be Monday morning for you guys for this video comes out. I've been working on this video since yesterday afternoon when it came out yesterday, talking about this Virginia, these Virginia marijuana regulators basically trying to kill hemp in the state. And we've talked about this many times before, guys. As we see these states legalize recreational marijuana, these marijuana operators are coming right behind them and basically trying to kill us through legislation. And as I've said many times on this channel before too, it's not like I can argue with them too much. Like if you spent all these millions of dollars, like I had no clue how much really money was involved in this until, Boro Hemp themselves tried to apply for a medical marijuana license in the state of Alabama. And all the shit that we had to do just to get up to that process was millions of dollars. You had to have the building set up, basically employees trained, and then you had to spend another $150,000 just to get the application ready. Now, if I was sitting on the marijuana side of it, now I wouldn't be too happy about you being able to go down the road and get relief from someone like me. Like I wouldn't be too happy about that, especially if I have to spend all that money, went through all the loops and the hoops and stuff that I had to jump through, and took all these representatives to dinner and lunch and bought them a car or whatever I had to buy them to get in the game. And now you've got someone down the road like me that is selling THCA flower. The same THCA flower they're selling in the medical dispensary here in Florida is the same THCA flower that you can buy from me over at 1308 West 9 Mile Road in Pensacola, Florida. But having said that, these guys are going to kill us through legislation and basically force us into a position where we're out of business. And really what they should be doing is following the hemp model. Like the hemp model is much bigger than the marijuana model. Like we are making, it's a much bigger space than the marijuana space all the way around. I just did a video a couple weeks ago, probably about a week and a half ago, talking about that very same thing. And then we've also talked about on this channel many times about the fact that these marijuana regulators in some of these states are actually suing the hemp regulators because their products, the hemp regulators' products, are more potent than what they can put in these medical dispensaries. And so we're going to flip over to an article over here at I believe this is over at Ganjapreneur, and this is talking about Virginia hemp regulators call for an end to the intoxicating hemp free for all, that's what they're calling it. They call it a free for all, and like I said, they don't like the fact that you can go down there and get products from anyone else but them. Like and you guys have to understand that you can find these products at a lot more places than you can find medical or recreational marijuana. Even if they open up a recreational marijuana, in the state, the hemp space, if it stays there, is still much bigger than the cannabis space all the way around. Because as I've said many times before, there's no need for you to go around and get a medical license. There's no need for you to go see a medical doctor. You can get good medically grade cannabis products right from your hemp distributor right down the road. You just go talk to them. Hit me up in the comments, and I will get you guys the bulk THC flower or THC vapes that you're looking for. All right, so we're going to click over here to an article over here at Ganjapreneur and see what they say. The Virginia Cannabis Control Authority this week released a report covering the increased availability of intoxicating consumable hemp products in the state and calling for regulations to curb the hemp product industry. The Virginia Cannabis Control Authority on Wednesday published its General Assembly mandated report on consumable hemp products in the state, saying the products have exploded in popularity due in large part to their accessibility and potential to produce intoxicating effects comparable to the high experience from marijuana. And that's what you guys have to understand. For those of you that don't understand what a hemp and a marijuana plant is, they are the same plant. The federal government is the one that has basically drew the line down the middle between hemp and cannabis. The cannabis plant, if you drop it in the ground, the hemp and cannabis seed are the same fucking seed which you drop in the ground. When it comes up after it has reached maturity, if it has less than 0.3% delta 9 THC on a dry weight basis, that plant is now considered hemp. But what you have to understand is, even though they consider that plant hemp, all those intoxicating cannabinoids are still in the hemp plant, just although in minute amounts. The agency alleges the public health risks posed by these products are numerous and grave due to minors' relatively unhindered access to the products, unwitting consumption of the products because of their resemblance to other commonly consumed non-intoxicating goods, and the potential ingestion of products contaminated by residual solvents, microbials, and pesticides. And guys, this is This is something right here the federal government could go ahead and get fixed right now. Like if we had some sort of regulation, that is the argument out there right now, is that a lot of these companies out there are making these candy products and stuff, and they look like the products that these kids could buy on a shelf with no packaging. It's not like a bottle of alcohol that you can set on the shelf. When my kids come through here and they see a bottle of alcohol, they automatically know not to touch that. It's not the same with these minor cannabinoids. When I set a caramel crispy treat up on the counter, I notice that when my kids come by, they notice it, they see it, and the first words out of their mouth is that an adult product or is that a kid product? And can I have a piece of it? And that is the argument right there, guys. Like that's, like we're in a position where we're making these products where they are more, they're easily seen and noticed by kids. And that is the argument right there. And then also, not to mention the testing, like we need to get to a point where we have some sort of a government agency over the top of us, making sure that we are testing for residual solvents, microbials, pesticides, and stuff like that in the hemp plant that they already have in place in the for cannabis. Based on the finding, the CCA made for recommendations for lawmakers to consider, including imposing robust contaminant testing requirements for all consumable hemp products, which I agree with, requiring ingredient limits and implementing a pre-approval process for the products, which I also agree with, restricting the access of minors to consumable hemp products at retail locations and through online sales. I also agree with that, and imposing further limits on online sales of the products. I can agree with every bit of that. The only thing that I can't agree with in all of this is obviously a total THC limit. Like these guys out here that they want, like I said many times before, if they have their way, they're going to put that total THC limit on it and force us into a position where we have to go into to a dispensary and go through that whole process just to get these hemp products. Because as I said right now, like I said, you can right now, this is White Ranch THC flower. You can go to 1308 West 9 Mile Road in Pensacola, Florida, and buy this all day long for $11 a gram. But you can also run right down 2 miles down the road to Truly, that is on West 9 Mile Road, and pick up THC flower also. I'm sure not for $11 a gram. It's probably about $20 or $30 a gram, whatever the cost is. Either way, this runs about 25% THCa, and that's what they're running in their stores, guys. And for those who don't know, THCa is the acidic form of THC. And so the minute I light flame to this THCa will convert over to THC, and that's how I'm getting high. As it sits right now, not heated up, if you test this, it has no THC, Delta-9 THC content in it whatsoever. But as I said, if I was to pop this in the oven at 250 degrees for about 15 minutes, every bit of that THCa would convert over to THC, and that's how we're getting high. They carry this same product in medical dispensaries, but you can also buy it at a much cheaper rate without going through all the bullshit from an online hemp retailer, or just give me a contact and I'll point you guys in the right direction. Either way, the point is that you can buy this stuff across the counter legally without all the bullshit that's going on. The report notes that the products are legal under federal law, and that while federal lawmakers could address some of these issues associated with intoxicating hemp products in the 2023 Farm Bill, competing legislative priorities in Congress, action of the 2023 Farm Bill, including any changes affecting hemp, is more likely to occur in 2024 than 2023. We've talked about that before too. Like they've got so much crap going on with the Senate and the House that there's no way that they're going to get to this Farm Bill this year. And as I've said also many times, I've pointed out many times before, you guys have to understand that the Farm Bill is probably about 10,000 pages, deep law, and mostly what it covers is benefits for farmers and SNAP benefits, food benefits for low-income families. There's only one, like less than 1% of it is actually the Farm Bill. And so they need to go in there and get this figured out, but they're not going to be able to get it figured out, obviously, until 2024. The current Farm Bill that we operate under was supposed to be dead at the end of September. I'm assuming that they have extended that, and we're not going to see a new farm. The 2023 Farm Bill will not be addressed until 2024. As the publication of this report, no action on the Farm Bill has occurred, the report says. Without further action from Congress addressing the loopholes created in the 2018 Farm Bill, hemp-derived product manufacturers, distributors, and retailers will remain emboldened to challenge any state-level efforts to impose restrictions on hemp-derived products. And there it is right there, guys. Like these guys are in a position where they're forcing the direction of the Farm Bill. I've said many times on this channel, like if we don't get our ducks in a row, we could find ourselves in a position where these marijuana operators, which are all seem to be going in the same direction, are basically going to end up killing us through the Farm Bill. Like that's the only way that we have a leg to stand on in these state battles that have been going on by state, is the fact that the Farm Bill is written up the way it is. All right, folks, this is Whatever Guy signing off. I hope everyone had a great week, and I will talk to you guys later, man. Love it. See ya.